Yo, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video. It's gonna be a little something different. It's gonna be like a side step from the usual stuff I do. It's gonna be an ASMR story time. So if you're not new to ASMR, if you know the ASMR, man, it's just where you talk really soft like this. And I know a lot of times people use it as in a sexual manner, but I'm gonna try to pivot. And try to, you know what I'm saying, just tell a story. It's not a sexual story, so we should be good. Alright, so I hit a girl with a car, and she only had one arm. But let me start at the beginning. I was in my car. I was in my van. I was in my Tupac van, you know what I'm saying? You know, the one where he was just got out of court or whatever, and he's in the Detroit Red Wings jersey, and he was spitting. That's my new style. That's my new style. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I was in that van. I was in the same van, man. I don't have any pictures of it, but I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It was blue also. It was blue. Same van. It's crazy. I was in that van. That van ain't had no heat. That van ain't had no air conditioning. That van ain't had no stereo. The front, the driver doorknob was broke off. You know what I'm saying? I took the back seat of the van out of the van and put it in my room for a couch for like, you know what I'm saying, my peoples come over, we play the game, you know, we play WWE, SmackDown vs. Raw, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, like, was it like, I don't even remember, one of those SmackDown vs. Raws, said it'd be like 2010, 2011 or something like that. Play the game, they got somewhere to sit, you know what I'm saying, I'm sitting on my bed, you know what I'm saying, cause it's my bed, but, you know what I'm saying, I don't want them sitting on my bed with me, so I got the little van backseat couch, whatever, in the back seat. So then, you know what I'm saying, I'm in this van, right? Get back to the story. I'm in this van, and I just left my people's house. And I'm on the street. It's like maybe 11, 12, 1 o'clock, like it's late at night. But it's not too late, you know what I'm saying? I was on my way back to the house. I was staying with my pops at the time, you know what I'm saying? And I pull up to this light. Now, it's like a four-way light. But one of the street going across was like a bypass, you know what I'm saying? So, in the street going forward, like what I was on, like back and forth, forward and vertical, it was a, you know, one way in, one way out, you know what I'm saying, 2 lane, one way in, one way out. So I'm third at the light. There's a car in the front. I think it was like a goldish type of car. I can't remember what kind of car. It was like a sedan. Then there was a car in front of me. It was like a white Camry or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Can't remember too well. It's been like almost 10 years since this happened. So I'm in a Tupac van. I'm just sitting there thinking, cause I ain't got no radio, you know what I'm saying? The light turned green, so I bet the first car goes, and after we go through the light, everybody went through the light. There's like this Kroger. Well, it used to be Kroger, now it's like Furniture's Fitzpatrick. This store right here. And you can, you know what I'm saying, it's got a little lane for you to turn into the store, into the parking lot of the store. So I'm driving, and the first car in the front, it drifts to the right with no blinker and goes into the store parking lot. The car in front of me drifts to the right to turn to go into the store parking lot. I don't know about y'all, but when a car drifts to the right or drifts to the left, it indicates that they finna turn right or left, you know what I'm saying? If it drifts to the right, it's finna turn right. So I'm like, oh man, both these cars just drifted to the right. And I'm finna go around them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in me sitting here waiting for them to, ain't no sense in me for slow down, you know what I'm saying? I'm going regular speed anyways, might as well just keep it moving, you know? So I drift to the left to go around. Next thing I know, out of nowhere, the Toyota Camry cuts right back in front of me. Skirt. And I'm just like, oh, boom. Hit the back of the Camry, hit the Tupac van. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it happened so fast. And I'm just sitting there in the car, and I'm just like, that's not good, you know what I'm saying? It was a different time in my life, and I was like, man, I just want to go home. So I was thinking in the car, the back they haven't got out. I'm like, man, I'm in this van. It's dark at night. I live close by. I could just drive home as soon as they get out the car. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, in my head, I'm playing all the scenarios out in my head. I'm like, wait, why do I need to run? This ain't my fault, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't my fault that this happened. So I was like, you know what? Let me get out the car and make sure they okay, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm okay, you know what I'm saying? I have my seatbelt on. So I get out the car. I get out the Tupac van. And it's dark. It's really dark. There wasn't no street lights. So I walk over to the car. I don't like get too close to the car. I just walk over. And I got my head peeking over, you know what I'm saying? Trying to look into the car. It wasn't tinted, but it was dark. So the door opens. And this lady gets out. This lady's just like a teenager, probably like 19, 20, something like that at the time. She get out the car. And I'm like, hey, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, is everything okay? You okay? Basically just trying to say like, hey, you okay? Cause you know, we just had a collision or whatever. In my head, I'm like, we just had a collision because of you, but I'm not gonna say that. Cause I don't know what type of time you on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, you alright? And she's getting out the car. She didn't say anything. She get out the car. And she stands in front of me. And I'm looking at her. And I'm thinking to myself, she ain't got no arm. I'm like, oh snap, she ain't got no arm. I was like, I barely hit the back of your car. Where is your arm? How did you lose your arm from this incident? You always, you know, when you be riding around with your peoples and somebody do something crazy on the street and you be like, oh bro, if they would have hit me, I would have said my neck was hurting, my back was hurting, and both my pinky fingers was hurting, you know what I'm saying? So I could get that check. So when I seen her, I was like, ain't no way you ain't got no arm, cause I hit the back of your car. Are you really serious? You only got one arm? This was all in my head. Of course, I didn't say anything to her. So as she got out the car and I'm looking at her, and I thought all that stuff in my head. She says, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm like, I gave her that look like, and I was like, are you sure you okay? Cause you ain't got no arm. I didn't say that. I said, are you sure you okay? And in my head I said, cause you ain't got no arm. And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, in my head I'm like, man, what's about to happen, bro? This don't look good. I got this Tupac car. There's a bucket, but I'm riding it like it's a Benz. And I just hit this lady, and she get out the car and she ain't got no arm. So I'm like, oh shoot, this about to be terrible. In my head I'm like, what we gonna do? I already got out the car. You already showed me you ain't got no arm. How am I about to go about this situation? I'm like, I'm just staring at her, and I'm like, it's a wrap. It's over for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was over. She was like, we should call the police. And I was like, and then she was like, we should call the police. And I was like, then she was like, we should get out the road. And I was like, alright, I'm about to get back in my Tupac van. So she gets in her car. She drives into the parking lot that I thought she was going in the beginning. So I was kind of right. She ended up there anyways. I drive. I get back in the car. And I'm like, man, bruh, she ain't got no arm. You by yourself. She ain't got no witnesses. You ain't got no witnesses. And she ain't got no arm. And you hit her car. It wasn't your fault, but you hit her car. You hit her car. And she ain't got no arm. So I'm like, you can either drive off and hope the one armed lady can't catch you, or you can go into this parking lot because it wasn't your fault and do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, alright. I peeled out. No, I'm just kidding. I went into the parking lot. I parked beside her. The police show up. The police talked to her. No, the police came and talked to me first. I told him what happened. I was like, bro, she ain't got no arm. No, I didn't say that at first. I was like, bro. I was like, man. First car in front of me pulled over to the right. Went to the parking lot. She pulled over to the right also. So you know what I'm saying? I pulled over to the left to go around them. And I never changed speed. Then out of nowhere she cut in front of me. And then next thing I know, she get out the car without no arm. I didn't say that last part. And he was like, okay. He went over to her, talked to her. I wonder if she showed him that she ain't got no arm. I don't know what they talked about. But he came back over to me. Got my ID and stuff. Registration, all that. Got hers. Ran it up on the computer in his car or whatever. Then it came back to me and gave me my thing, my ID. And he said, you good to go. I was like, alright. So I left. I don't know what happened after that with that girl. Well, I don't know where her arm went. She wasn't bleeding. So I left. And I know it wasn't my fault. My insurance didn't increase. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't my fault. And even the police told me it wasn't my fault. Because it wasn't my fault. She pulled out in front of me. You know what I'm saying? That's an illegal U-turn. You know what I'm saying? But she ain't had no arm. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it wasn't my fault because she didn't have no arm. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you hit somebody with your car and they get out without an arm, it ain't your fault. Unless you hit their arm with your car. Then one could say it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's the end of the video. That's the end of the ASMR story time. Let me know down below if you want more ASMR story times, more ASMR, more story times, or more both, or neither. This could turn out very badly, and that will be the end of it. I'll just move on to the next thing, because that's what you gotta do in life. She ain't had no arm, bro. She should get a robotic arm. That's what I would do. How you're allowed to drive a car if you only have one arm? Don't they say keep both hands on the steering wheel? How you keep both hands on the steering wheel if you got one arm? I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you liked the video, make sure you smash the like button. Also hit subscribe for more content. I'm trying to mix it up. I know I got a baby carriage full of reactions on my channel, but there's gonna be different videos coming, so stay tuned. I'm about to start doing some more videos. Reaction videos is gonna stay, but I'm just gonna mix in different type of content just because it's fun and it's interesting to do.